Fumble led to an early touchdown for the Eagles. Bills dropped to 11-5. Are looking at the road on the playoffs if they try to get to their first Super Bowl in a long time. What's this loss mean for the Bills?
Well, that in all likelihood, it's road games the whole way to the Super Bowl. If they, if they were to get there, and we can show you Josh on the road in the playoffs. It's the record is obviously 0-4. One of those is the 13 seconds game where he was brilliant. Overall, those stats are not awful, but it's not as good as his home playoff games, even if you take the win-loss record out of it. It's more yards, but it's less efficient. It's far less downs in the passer rating. Drops. I don't look at this.
It seems the Heels Advocate has to make this video because finally the heel has come back home. And my brothers and sisters, this is exactly the reason why I stopped watching Monday Night Raw for the last 2 to 3, and also SmackDown, ever since they were pre-taping this bullshit, right? So, as you guys are not aware, for the last 2 weeks, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live was pre-taped, okay? So, when that was announced, the Heels Advocate said, basically, I'm not going to watch, right? If the show is not a live television show, what the hell is the purpose of me watching this, okay? So, that was the main reason why I stopped watching. And to be honest, you're going to convince me that I should sit through pre-tape BS like this, right? When the opposite of it, when it is live, is equally as bad. I don't know what happened in the last 2 weeks of Raw. Suddenly, right, Monday night opens up and we get to see the Vision come out. And the Vision comes out with Austin Theory and Big Back Reed, and Paul Heyman gets on the mic and he stops talking. Now, first of all, let me get something straight here. Who the hell is the leader of the Vision, okay? We got 5 jabronis standing in the middle of the yin. I will get to the yin and around in a little bit, but let me get to the point here. We have 5 jabronis here, and Paul Heyman comes out and he starts talking the same garbage he's been talking for the last 5, 6, 7 months, ever since Mania, and we do not know what the hell he's saying. Can anybody who gets to rewatch those promo segments with Paul Heyman, can you please come into the comment sections and explain to me what the hell he's talking about? Let's be real for a second here. He comes out, he says, my name is Paul Heyman. His name is Logan Paul. His name is the Tribal Faith. I will get your Shula Fala, and I will hit you with the Shunami. Big Bang Russell Reed. And then he'll say, this is the future main eventer of WrestleMania. The future World Heavyweight Champion, Braun Breaker. And this man right here is Austin Theory. And Austin Theory stands there like a total goofball, bro. Now, let me tell you something about Austin Theory. I did not know anything that has happened ever since he took off his mask. So that was the last time this show was actually live. And since then, I don't know what the hell happened on Monday Night Raw 2 weeks ago. I don't know what the hell happened last week. I saw like a quick rerun, and like he was in a ring with CM Punk in a tag match. Like, brother, please, what the hell are we doing? You want to bring back Austin Theory? And I'll talk about this as well. You bring back Austin Theory just for him to join the Vision? Are you kidding me? He comes in and he joins the Vision? For what? Right? So the idea is he wasn't over in A-Town Down Under, but he will be over now with the Vision, who isn't even over when Seth Rollins was around. So the supposed leader wasn't even over. So you want to have that guy come back in here and, right, like, come on. It doesn't make any sense, okay? It doesn't make any sense. This hurts
Austin Theory more than it did him good. Now, there's going to be talks about, oh yeah, but he's being like a double agent for Seth Rollins. Brother, please, what the frick are we watching? 007? We're watching James Bond here? Like, we're watching like some 5D chess? Just say what you want to say, okay? Just say what you want to say, which is Austin Theory is so unimportant to the point where literally he cannot do anything on his own. That's what we're trying to say. Because when Austin Theory he unveiled his mask after like curb stomping, like I think CM Punk it was, you will believe he will be like a rogue guy trying to do his own thing. And maybe at best, maybe in best case scenario, if he isn't a solo guy, at best case scenario, he's gonna be like Seth Rollins' sidekick. But that is only when Seth Rollins is back, you would assume. But not, he's not gonna do that. So either that is gonna be what we're gonna end up with, or this guy legitimately joined division. And division sucks. And this guy sucks right now, Braun Breaker. You guys remember like a few weeks ago when Braun Breaker was I got messed up at War Games. Now, I have so many questions with that. First of all, you were not hurt on War Games, okay? You took a spear and a freaking curb stop. You take that in every single match, okay, bro? Like, let's be real. And besides, the blood that you had on your face in that War Games match is insulting to all of our intelligence. Also with Cody. These two, right? Cody and CM Punk, these two frauds literally had a ketchup packet. They had a ketchup packet smeared on their face to fake blood, all right? For the longest time in wrestling, one thing that was real was the blood, all right? Whether they got blood by bleeding, whether they got blood the hard way, at the end of the day, people really wanted to know whether or not the blood was fake, and they wanted to believe the blood was fake. So what they did was, we can't fake this, right? So they actually got blood for real. And now we are at the stage where they're using ketchup packets to smear over their faces. And by winning the match, the blood is gone. And then see a Punk like audacity to come in front of like, like the crowd and like the front Braun Breaker and Punk like, yeah, my face was bloody before I won this match. But literally, like at the end of the War Games match, as it's starting to like 30 years and winning the match, he's holding the ring and 30 bleeding before the moment. And so, unless we come out to CM Punk crashing the division on the segment, he comes out and CM Punk, he cuts his house with over and and he says, he's talking about being the future, he's talking about this, he's talking about you know what? I am not the future anymore.
Extreme Rules has to be one of the most difficult matches for a superstar to prepare for.
Awesome Theory, with no closure, and big contrast, different beat, and saying, this guy is the most skilled guy on the roster. Logan Paul is the superstar. Braun Breaker is a future world of the champion. Brother, how are you doing? Are you sure you're not going to do this? Do you want to be the most dangerous? Do you not want to be the most famous? Do you want to be the best player in the champion? Why are you praising these people? So, like, he's the just ultimately, like something really cool. Seth Rollins comes back and these two are trying to work together wrestling with the big family here. Even if that is it's damaged by that thing that would have been done. Even in the future, Austin Theory is a big deal. Coming back to CM Punk, and then he's done this because of Braun Breaker. Really solid promo. you know, Braun Breaker said, I'm going to simply break you. You're an old guy. You're just nothing. I'm going to take everything you push for. You know, like, I'm going to take everything that you worked for right away. And the second time, oh yeah, really? You're going to take this? You're going to take this title? Really? Here we go. Team 4. And this reminded me of Roman Reigns. Like the same exact promo to Cody Rhodes. In the lead up to WrestleMania 8. You guys remember when Roman Reigns took his belt and put on the floor, and he said to Cody, look, here it is. You want to take the title and push for here's the belt. Take the belt. That's it. That's what that reminded me of. But nonetheless, CM Punk said, guess what, man? The time for me to lose this title is going to happen somewhere down the road, and it's going to happen to somebody who's going to be worth to be called the World Heavyweight Champion. And I know that I'm going to lose it, I haven't heard forever, but I sure as hell won't lose it to you. And then he really shows Braun Breaker. He pushes Braun Breaker. And Braun Breaker takes it. This is not all of Braun Breaker. And this is not even Oscar Braun. I swear to God, there's going to come to there's going to be a time where Braun is in shape. He will feel he's going to be able to so, even the CM Punk pushes this Braun backwards and he takes it. Now, this is contrary to the entire belief that Braun Breaker is a badass. That Braun Breaker is a bone breaker. It's a bone smasher. You know what I'm saying? That is not the truth. Braun Breaker, for all of his acting and like, you know, trying to act like this hyperactive and like almost kind of thing is energy, seems to be Braun is definitely the most controlled enemy on the roster. And that's when he attacked Seth Rollins. And even before that, we know when Seth Rollins faked his immunity against Ellen Knight, and he was gone after that Raw for like a few weeks, and then Braun Breaker was like, I am going to leave you with the vision now. And then Seth Rollins picked up, and he punches in and CM Punk, and then following him about immediately after, Seth Rollins was like, oh yeah, when you leave this back, I thought Braun Breaker, I think you stepped up. I think you really stepped up. So what happened? What happened? So immediately became really the control number. And then finally we decided Seth Rollins because he was really rebels and the Rollins hate that he had to do it because he was taking this type of gun. So even then, Rollins really had to do it because Rollins, he didn't do it because of time for that storyline to get the next level of it. That was not the case. He just did it because of but that immediately sucks as well. So then he finally takes Rollins, he takes the belt with him, and the following Monday Night Raw he comes out and he looks at Adam Pearce, and he says, please give me the title back, and Braun Breaker. And then all of them are like, please give me this title back. And then Braun is like, alright, okay, if you ask me, ask me. Alright, please, here you go. Good, take it. And then first of all, he had Roman Reigns. Starting with, he could have really skewed and they were really happy to take you to take the title off of him. That would give me so much heat. So much left on the title, I would give it heat. The fact that they had AJ Lee walk out for a match against Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch with the Intercontinental title that she kicked off of Becky Lynch, yes, Rob can't do that. That was disrespectful. That is just mute. It doesn't make any sense. And so, right now, we're also in this position where he literally gets shoved by CM Punk and he does nothing about it. Now, where is this unleashed enemy? Where is this, like, beast of control? It seems to me he can control the enemy pretty easily. So, I don't know. Next week, we're going to have CM Punk versus Braun Breaker for the title. Then we go backstage, Raquel Rodriguez warming up to wrestle against Nikki Bella as well. But I don't know, super honestly, Nikki Bella, wow, we let her go. You genuinely let her go. The fact you came back for this, wow. Like, this probably was something even she didn't expect to happen to her character. The character of Nikki Bella is completely squashed, watched, and flushed, and recorded. Now, I want to be honest with you, for Nikki Bella's entire career, she always walked out with always walked up with little shoelaces, and now this wears a freaking bra. Like, now she wears a freaking bra. It's like almost coming to a point where the only thing that Nikki Bella had, you know what I'm saying, like, as in like her appearance that made her that made her kind of like trademark for her appearance. It was like pop, and she would have like Nikki Bella, Nikki Bella's, and you would seriously go out. And now she pretty much succumbed to the movement of this live rivalry into the main roster, especially with female roster. She was like, alright, I've lost my cool, and this is the final shot at having some cool. I'm not going to free the next. For me, that doesn't really feel sad, right? I genuinely feel sad. She's like 42 years old, 43 years old. She's a divorced woman. She got like a baby that's like 4 or 5 years old. They're not coming out. I believe in this match, Nikki Bella and William, they're so it's not only that, bro, not only that, you're literally copying your ex-fiance's submission. It's like, what the hell are we doing anymore, bro? Like, this is just, you're a relic of the past. You're not that important back then anyway. The only reason why you're that important and seemingly that important is because the image of Nikki Bella and the public persona is a very well-known persona. It's always been talked about whether it's on millions of people following history. People that people don't want to be famous, and so in the kid country, people figured out Nikki Bella totally did this, and Taylor Bella totally that, and Taylor Diaz figured that. So on television, the country is pretty over. She can present herself pretty over. And when it comes down to this actual wrestling, oh my god, she had the opportunity to be a big time heel. She was supposed to have a match that's very low in WWE Evolution, but that match got scrapped because Liv Morgan got injured. Once she goes into that battle for Rexus, now she has another match in which she loses the Essex title. Next she lingers around a little bit, and she loses to DK as well. And Essex, she couldn't heal just to lose to DK. She loses to him, following him on that, she comes out, she gets laid out again. And then a week later, she's in a triple threat, where she literally got pinned by the King. She literally got pinned by the King. So it's like, wow, what the hell are you doing? Like, this is so similar to the way you see it. This kind it's just so, like, really respect this thing, right? To the point where, of course, you come back, if it was worth it. It's time to kill that freaking expensive. It would be very expensive. It's really nice to be like this. I don't know, man. This idea of Nikki Bella coming back and being a strong force and being able to win the female world title, we're not done this division throwing on your hands. Like, if Nikki Bella was supposed to do it at War Games and she defeated, Shoot myself, you can look at that. But why do you have Nikki Bella lose back-to-back runs? Like, she gave up her own. She gave up her market. She's jobbing out. She gave up her OG trademark work. And now she's like, trying to people at 42, 44 years old. And she took her dad with like a baby. And it's like, bouncing with these guns every single weekend. And she got mad at her. But she didn't feel sorry for her. Arguably, she knew it for the win. But nothing else. When I see this, it doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel good. I feel bad for her. I genuinely feel bad for her. She looks like what people have. The part of her life, it's like everything's like perfect. Nothing's like, nothing is wasted. Nothing is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't know, this news is before we're trying to make it down because I don't really feel well in the position. But nonetheless, it's just something I think address. If she's going to be some middle around in the kind of country, let her at least have some kind of plan. If she doesn't win it, that's the point. And she clearly wasn't because she lost the big match. If he can't kick and look like John instead of how he got the match. Anyway, so we go backstage and we got
that nigga's tweaking.
Let's dig it up.
I'm fucking sorry.
Walter came out and he was left backstage. And Archie comes out, confronts him, he looks him straight in the eye, and he says, you do John Cena, I was disrespectful, I gotta tell you something. And he like just put something in here, and then goes to the last, I guess it's then we go out and we have the Kabuki Wars come on and cut a promo that was supposed to be in English, but I believe the best American English-speaking people can understand this. This is why I advocated for the Kabuki Wars to simply have backstage business. suck ass. The fact that they let and put them in the ring and what's your name? How you saying? Andy was trying to get a few sentences to make it like something like the Lisa was just embarrassing to me. And to be honest, this was something that could have just done, like been done in the two positions. Generally speaking, right? Very, very famous promo. Then, Rhea Ripley comes out with Rhea Sky, the attack on her, blah, 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 right? Anyways, then we have Rhea Mysterio was match against Austin Theory, and yeah, so we just cut down, like, this match right here with Dolphin and Truth, it lasts about like 3 to 5 minutes, and then he goes like 6 and we make the show, and he gets the victory. So, I have to ask the question right now, what the hell is this? Right now is the point of doing its okay? He beats John Cena about 2 or 3 years ago. Why didn't he beat John Cena immediately after and beat John Cena and Raw? Why couldn't this have happened on that Raw? He would have had so much chance. They did it. Instead, they had him come out, you know what I'm saying, wave the crowd a little bit, walk backstage, get his freaking Mercedes-Benz that he's too big for, and they grabs him up. Okay? If that's what you can do, you can do it. But he's like such a I'm sorry, but I'm going to go back to Scotty and being seen like so many the problem saying like James is backstage, having a little bit of guys like Luke Lee, everything that I've done is mess up. And you joining me here, I don't know if Jigsaw either. You joining me here, something won't happen and we're going to lose it and then mess up because anyways. Jimmy will force him to kind of grab him, and then Giovanna is backstage, gets confronted by anyways, then we got back into Austin Theory, and for some reason, the cracks that we wore last week or 2 weeks ago in the ring, they got I don't like it. Now his brother is very defensive. First of all, as much as I like Austin Theory's wrestler being something important, they're coming out with these booty shows, and they're having a big fucking trunk. Takes away from the WWE. Like, how can that ever look like that's threatening when they got a freaking little right? This guy walks around, bro, and those 2 freaking peaches bounce up in the mouth, bro. Like, that's from that way, you can't look past it, right? Freaking PBL feed. There's a PBL feed up in this people. That doesn't make any sense for this to be even a thing. Like, him wearing this, it's even more different. And not looking like the same as everything. So, how are you going to treat him any different than when he's always going to treat us? And the fact is, well, Logan Paul is cheated during the series. And Austin Theory is going to have a record, and he doesn't even beat it. His first singles match, and he doesn't even beat Rey Mysterio. He's like 55 years old, and he can't beat it. And Logan Paul will come out and help him cheat. I mean, you're good. Austin Theory was a job. He was a bum. I don't know. He sucks. He really sucks. And that freaking, Lucas until Benton comes out, right? And he just botches the whole thing around in the true house. Mysterio and heel stay over the follow with this one, man. They true house. And then, he gets cut to Betsy McQueen and Becky Lynch. They go back and forth. I'm not too interested in this. Two things is backstage. Talking about looking at attitudes. I wanna have a shot on the main roster. Coming soon. And talk to Royal. And then Becky Bailey and Valkyria come out and skipped it. The match between AJ, Dragon Lee, and the Usos is really good. That being said, that is credit to AJ Styles. Obviously, he makes over really good. But AJ Styles, he puts them over, and the Usos regain the tag championships after a long while. And this is really the reason why I stopped watching. This is why I stopped watching Raw. The fact that Raw was delayed is something that I've kind of made fit in my schedule. Knowing that on Monday evenings and Monday nights, I watch this. And on Friday, it's a now, that is something that's part of my routine. Now, the fact that the tapes were not for the last 2 weeks, that is something that's pretty good. And for me, it's kind of hard to get back in here and watch this show, knowing how well the channel is doing without these reviews. Now, I will still do these reviews for the sake of doing it, because I want to be known as like one of the reviewers of the show. And, if I can, hit the core audience and say that 10K, 50K, 50K, whatever, I'm really trying to use it. Because I don't put something really good. Just like that position on the show. But nevertheless, I can't like myself. defeated. So this is God. Things that are headed to if I were to give it a score, I would give it like a close battle, or maybe a bonus, because it is something competitive. But anything is like not that amazing good. And it's so good. Even so it's on the plate. It's not good to bad. Right? There's no sort of boundary in Jay Uso. That's not everybody said. There's really everything. This is what's a little bit more one or two. He gets all the way to the opening, and it's only the World Heavyweight title. And he recently tried after 2 months, and he's really back in the top title division. So crazy. Why do you have him win? Why do you have him win? I guess the first thing they like did him, but it's not done. Why would do it? But let's leave it. On the bright side, at least, the tag titles have a little bit more prestige to them because it is so. So, if it was a Judgment Day, if it was important. If it was a Monday, it would be important. Thank God AJ Styles was not a tag champion. I rated him right now. That tag with like AJ and Dragon Lee, that was horrible. I hated that. So, that being said, you guys, I'm the Heels Advocate.
This is the Steve-Down WWE Box. A pretty function runs the trail here. The moment you open, you feel the facility. Every single part is guaranteed to see the unit, heavy, solid, and insane people. And get this, it's not just for display, it actually runs. Recognition, water cooler, and up to 4 corners, all on the benefit. You see all the fixings, valves, and spark plugs used exactly like a real one. It's the kind of thing that makes any gear go hot race. When you finally start it up, that first whoop is pure satisfaction. This is just a mind, it's an experience. With Nissan V8 and power, precision, and craftsmanship in one hand. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just establish something real quick, okay? Number one, is not just a bad show. It's not just a show that's crap. It's not just a show that has no stars, no drama, no intrigue, no stories. So much of SmackDown, obviously, because the shows are up consistent to 0 for 1 out of 10 at best. But quite frankly, this show tonight, and every show of all this year, should be proving to you guys that WWE in 2025 is the best it's ever been. We sit here and we see some of the worst content of all time. We start off the shows with joggers or 50-year-olds, people who need to be retiring soon, and then we end the show with joggers. And it's unacceptable, man. Are you telling me that in 2025, we're watching Rey Mysterio in his 50s fight Austin Theory in back-to-back weeks? We open the show with Joseph Texator putting us to sleep. That's what we open it up with. Joseph Texator opens up the show every week and goes, tapping out. And thank you for coming here to Orlando. We had a hot show, we got the World Championship, and very good. I'm very good. Ready for Tommaso Ciampa and all the news to come and family. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's how you want to open up the show. What happened to excitement and hype and impact? You feel nothing when these shows open. And this episode is so infuriating because I'm infuriated. But your boy has been relaxed. It's been a nice holiday. But now it's time to lock back in and get serious with what actually is happening with this garbage company. I want you guys to understand, SmackDown is going to 3 hours, you understand what I'm saying? And across the board, after John Cena's disastrous pop-out, which I'm hoping that everybody's off of being agreement, that him losing to Gunther was an awful decision. Because look at Gunther now. Gunther tapped out John Cena in his final match, and 2 weeks later, he's fighting Ronaldo Phillips in a 5-minute squash match. With nothing on the line. Nothing gonna lie, if Anthony wins, you can hear a pin drop in that arena because Gunther does not have that much heat. Everyone was telling me after the show, a mega heat, he's gonna be a mega heel, mega heat, mega heel. Does he look like a mega heel to you? Huh? A mega heel that has less heat than Dominic Mysterio and Logan Paul? Does that look like a mega heel to you? Huh? What does it look like to you? It's an embarrassment is what it is. Gunther is a jobber. He has no charisma and he is a jobber. I'm only going to reiterate the points. Cody Rhodes, I'm going out on everybody tonight. I'm going off on everybody tonight. Everybody's going to get a piece of the C-Dax pie. Next is Cornelius Whittington, the guy who in nearly over a year's champion had 9 title defenses in his first reign in which he lost to John Cena at WrestleMania. You know what? 8 to 9 title defenses in their reign that lasted 2 months? Ilya Jabarov. So why does Ilya Jabarov in 2 months have the same number of championship reigns as the quote-unquote QB1, the quote-unquote fighting champion, the quote-unquote world star of the wrestling industry? Why does Ilya Jabarov have the same number of title defenses in 2 months that Cody did in 13 months? Why? Because Cody Rhodes does nothing. He does nothing to help this company. As soon as Roman lost that belt at Mania 40, as great as that night was, as soon as he lost that belt, real ones knew that this company was headed down a dark hill. That's what was going to happen. You already knew this was coming. As soon as Roman, who was the last star that they booked the last 15 years of this company, that's the last superstar that they truly had, the last true superstar. As soon as he lost that belt, you should have known that this was coming. So Triple H to hell. This guy sucks in his job, man. Every week is a bad book show, a poorly booked match, the same segments, the same brawls. It's the same trash. And in all of this, he has the nerve to tell the fans after Saturday Night Event, I'm the guy to go to the I'm the gamer. You kidding me? I'm supposed to sit here and enjoy this garbage? This is embarrassing. This is an embarrassment. I don't even care what happened to his children. What happened to his children? I made a garbage phone with Punk and Braun Breaker. That's all it is. All you gotta do now, guys, is get in the mic and start yelling, and people will say you cut a great promo. But that's not the truth. CM Punk is coming back to WWE, and like people have been saying, he is PG Punk. There is zero reason why CM Punk has cut no noteworthy promos more than maybe 3 to 4 times in this entire year. Maybe I'm forgetting some promos, but I don't remember good promos that Punk has cut this year. And other than that, everything else has been filler garbage. He isn't saying anything. Telling Braun Breaker, you're just a young kid on the block, a flash in the pan, I'm the best in the world, and I'm not ready to give up the weight that this championship has, and I'll see you next week. Is that a great promo to you? Are you excited about this match after that promo? You're probably not, because nobody cares. Nobody cares. This is unacceptable, man. I'm so tired of this garbage. Let's continue to go down the list. Rhea Ripley, who's been saying this for 2 years. I'm gonna take one out of it off. Yeah. And every single week that she comes out, you're putting it in your mind. She gets a great pop because she is a big superstar. I've been saying this. Even though she admits that Rhea Ripley is built like a jobber, you have to understand something. She is still a superstar and she has the potential to be an all-time great. And I will always maintain that opinion because she has the frog splash that she has available to her. But quite frankly, under this booking, she sucks. It is as simple as that, man. Even Sky's the same thing. She's next too. She does nothing on these shows. She comes out and points at herself and jobs out. That's all she does. The Kabuki Warriors come out, yell, job out. Same thing. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair come out there, job out. Lash Legend Nia Jax come out there, say, clock it, girl, clock it, and they job out. It's the same thing for all these jobbers, man. You think I care that Stephanie Bacare has a move where she bounces up and down with somebody's butt cheeks? Who's excited for this? I guess the crowd in Orlando is because the crowd in this show was so dead. A bunch of bots were on autopilot, chanting OTC, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. They're bots. They're trying to fill up the dead space and the empty space because of how quiet it is, because this show sucks. The crowd is full. The ticket sales are down. The viewership is down. You raw Netflix viewership in 10 months. And I'm supposed to sit here and say this stuff is great. The crowd is dead the whole show, but when Stephanie Bacare bounces up and down in her butt cheeks, all of a sudden the crowd is alive. You want to talk about gooners in the audience? That's what we got. It's an embarrassment, man. I'm tired of hearing about this show. This show sucks. It sucks. And for those of you that like the live streams, don't worry. Next week after Raw, I will be going live. But lives after SmackDown, which is 3 hours, go ahead and consider those retired until further notice. Because SmackDown going to 3 hours basically means the show, which is already dang near, it's been dead basically, you know what I'm saying? It's having record low viewership numbers. But the show essentially is about to go extinct. And that is where this company is headed if this stuff continues. You have Drew McIntyre. I saw Drew McIntyre, and I also thinking about Paul, and I also thinking about Ruin, and I also thinking about Cutie, and I also thinking about Randy, and I saw Drew McIntyre jobbing out at a house show to Cody Rhodes and getting splashed through a table. That's what I saw that happened over the weekend, guys. Drew McIntyre got pinned off of a splash through a table. Are you kidding me? And you think that this guy's going to beat Cody Rhodes in their championship match next week on SmackDown? Are you out of your mind? All of this stuff is predictable nonsense. It is predictable garbage. It is poorly booked. It is infuriating. And it is sad. It is sad to watch a product and an amazing entertainment form that has been great for many decades, but all of a sudden, over the last however many years at this point, it's become an absolute disaster class. And it is as simple as that. I want this stuff to be great. I want it to be amazing. I want to hop on here and be so ecstatic and so excited about how amazing these shows are. When I got done with Mania 40, I posted a 20 or 30-minute video, whatever, glazing that show because of how much fun it was, how well booked it was, the stories that were told, the epic moments that were there, and obviously the atmosphere that I had when I was actually there in person. That is what makes wrestling wrestling. Special stories, larger than life characters, epic storylines, epic drama, epic intrigue, good acting, you know what I'm saying? And also, obviously, great in-ring performances and great in-ring entertainment. That is what makes wrestling wrestling, having these characters and having these moments. But you look at this year of wrestling, and you look at the last half of last year, you will see none of these moments. There is nothing larger than life about this product. The only thing that anybody can even know about this product in the last year is that John Cena retired, and even that was booked horribly by Paul Levesque, Triple Fraud, who sucks at his job. So with that being said, running down that list, because quite frankly, guys, this is just the beginning. I want you to know this is just the beginning, guys. You have no stars left. No stars. You have no stories. You have no drama. You have no intrigue. And when that happens, what do you have left? Declining viewership, declining ticket sales, and a heavy emphasis on fans that they don't like the product that's being shown to them every single week. And do we have all those things? Yes, we do. So with that being said, after ranting and raging at this garbage product for 10 plus minutes, we're not going to get into the review for Raw, and I'm going to explain to you guys why this show was complete and utter garbage and nonsense like it normally is. Number one, the crowd was dead. It was a bunch of empty space, and because the crowd was so silent because nothing was happening. How can you get excited for Raquel Rodriguez walking down the ramp? Are you kidding me? Who gets excited for Nikki Bella, who I guess is near retirement? I think she said she's retiring this upcoming year. Which notice how everyone is retiring? Because all the old heads they have are about to head out the door because they have no stars. You know what I'm saying? They have nothing left except for the older people. Lesnar will be done soon. Orton will be done. Punk will be done. You know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. Cena was just done. It's the same recurring theme. It's as simple as that, man. The bots and the dead crowd shows you everything that you need to know. The fact that the crowd was dead silent all night until Stephanie Vaquer did her goon move is embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing. And we open up the show with an awful segment where the heels come out in the Vision and all they do is wait for boos. It's the same generic garbage that every single heel does. How many weeks are we going to see a heel come out and wait for boos and then try and talk and then they put their hand down from the mic and wait to get more boos before they can start talking again to make it seem like they're getting massive heat. They're baiting the crowd who are full of bots to boo, and then once they start booing, they act like they get so much heat. They get nothing. They are pandering for cheap pops. The faces pander for cheap pops, and the heels pander for cheap heat. It's the same reoccurring theme that we've seen under Paul Levesque's booking, and it has been far past embarrassing. And Gunther, who's allegedly supposed to be a mega heel, is doing the same thing. He comes out, gets to the announce table 8 times, calls John Cena the B word, and then we're supposed to believe that he's some sort of mega heel. He's a mega jobber is what he is. Then they start chanting OTC and CM Punk because no one cares what Paul Heyman has to say. And it's as simple as that. We then, Paul Heyman says the same stuff he normally says. He says, you guys are now watching the future of WrestleMania. You're watching future Mania main eventers. How many times does Paul Heyman Jobber last year. You were a jobber the year before. You were a jobber the year before that. You were a jobber the year before that, and you're a jobber now. So what have you waited for? Nothing. Let me guess, you're going to side with Seth Rollins when he comes back, and you guys are going to be a face duo, a face tag team? Yeah. No. We move on because nobody cares. CM Punk comes out and it's a face-off. He calls Braun Breaker a scared little dog, and then Braun Breaker invites him into the ring, and Bronson Reed is allegedly called by Braun Breaker the most feared guy in the locker room. So guys, think about the booking of this. Braun Breaker is about to fight for a world title next week on Raw, and he's telling us that a mid-card jobber, which is what Braun Breaker is too, but he's telling us that a mid-card jobber in Bronson Reed is the most feared man backstage. Those are his words, not mine. So Braun Breaker is the one fighting for the world title, but the guy who's sitting ringside...
Bro, why do y'all put this shit like this, bro?
According to Braun Breaker. Are you kidding? Do you see how stupid that is?
Trash house.
Zero sense. You're talking like you're supposed to be talking you're up next, and you're referring to someone else as being more imposing and more feared than you. How dumb can a promo get? And then when Braun Breaker introduces theory and Logan Paul, because he just brings their names and he's talking to CM Punk, and he basically says, what's not about Logan Paul, welcome Logan Paul, is the biggest and also, it reminds me of Logan Paul's famous that he gets booed. Logan Paul has more heat than Luther and Dominic Mysterio and all the other jobbers combined. And Logan Paul is over for maybe 8 matches a year. You know what I'm saying? So the excuse about Luther being a quote-unquote mega deal and Braun Breaker being a big deal, Braun Breaker is like a heel. He just runs around and scares people and barks. That's what he does. He's not a heel, he's not a face, he's a jobber. So there you go. Anyways, listen, I want to look at the next up for this. So what's next? He accepted his gun. All of them put together after a while. But ultimately, Braun Breaker is up in the mic and says, I'm tired of being referred to as the future in the main eventer, in the future this, the future that. Okay, so basically you're tired of Paul Heyman referring to you as the future. Because Paul Heyman has referred to you as the future for 8 months and you've never been back. But now all of a sudden you're upset about it. So are you upset at Paul Heyman? Oh no. You see, none of this makes any sense, guys. If you think critically about anything you watch on any of these shows, you will drastically, if you think this show is mid or okay or not that bad, if you think critically about these shows, you will immediately be able to reveal that these shows are complete garbage. If you think you just watching this to enjoy it, you can't even enjoy it. How do I know this? Because SmackDown is witnessing record low viewership dropping below 1 million when they just had 1.8 million average Michael over last year on US Network for SmackDown. And Raw started off with 6 million viewers globally, you already know it, and now it's struggling to get 2.3 to 2.4 million consistently. They're going to show up in the top 10 Netflix viewers for chart week to week for TV shows, bro. Are you kidding me? So honestly, fans who are trying to watch the show, they can't even do that. You can't even do that anymore. That's how bad it is to get it. But Braun Breaker
He's fucking everywhere.
he's a new phone. He really took over this thing to his last year on the Iron Experience. He's taking over. He's taking over. This is part of this promo sucks. Because it sounds like, number two, what he's saying is not believable. You're telling us that you took over the industry when you have run nothing on the main roster that's like 2 ice titles and like 2 rings that no one can remember. No one can remember the rings. You understand what I'm saying? So here's what it is. I mean, the crowd was they were unenthusiastic to the final promo. They were literally silent and barely saying anything because nobody cared to drop over to say this is Braun carrying no weight because his booking sucks. I praise you guys. So anyone was saying that Braun Breaker cut a great promo 2 or 3 weeks ago, I tried telling you, not only was the promo not good, it's overrated, it's mid at best. But the problem is that the booking does not dictate anything of what he's saying being accurate. Therefore, when he says things like CM Punk, I'm better than you, I was the old CM Punk, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the future, I'm under a microscope, I'm the to perform 10 times as hard as you did. None of these things hold weight. Hence why they're kind of silent, because his booking sucks. He basically says that while CM Punk was in the Indies, he was on the field practicing with Lamar Jackson because obviously I think Braun Breaker was a fullback in the practice squad with the Ravens 5 or 6 years ago, whatever it was. So they have that. Good for him. Then he basically says, today CM Punk says, I'm not ready to give up the weight of this championship and I'm not ready to let you beat me, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever he says. He says, you're not beating me next week, I'm the best in the world. One of us is CM Punk and one of us is Braun Breaker. And I'm that in the room. He said basically that means that I'm not going anywhere with this championship. Yada yada yada. You didn't beat me. He walked away. We're setting with him. Absolute waste of time. Everything made no sense to me with this game. And we move on to another nonsensical piece of garbage. So we see Dominic Mysterio, we reported backstage with Raquel and Roxanne, who basically revealed to us that Dominic Mysterio unfortunately has a shoulder injury. Okay, it's totally injury is legit. I don't know if this is something just right off the TV for a month, like if he's not actually hurt. but I don't know whatever happened. Hopefully Dominic Mysterio is okay. Quite frankly, if he is injured, please take the title off him immediately. His brain sucks. He was out like 5 weeks ago. I don't even think he's been seen on Raw since. So I don't even know what to say about this job at this point. But hopefully he's okay though for sure. Then we get a triple threat match with Raquel, Stephanie Vaquero, and Nikki Bella. And all there is to say about this match, guys, is that Kyle was dead in 90% of it. That 10% is really when Stephanie Vaquero with a devil's kiss. Really just, just give her room with the devil's kiss, bounces up and down, and it's really hit, man. That's really, this match ended with Raquel Rodriguez hitting up Sahana Bomb on Nicholas Bella. But then after that takes place, Stephanie threw her out the ring and pinned Nikki Bella, and then walked away with a championship and retained. Nobody cares. Stephanie Vaquero is one of the worst World Championship reigns of all time. Literally of all time. It's almost as bad as Steel Styles. It's probably a little better considering the fact that Theo won the belt and retained it at Mania. At least Stephanie Vaquero, it feels like she's done nothing. So her reigns like a 1 or a 2 out of 10, and Theo Styles like a 0. So that's that. You can get the Kabuki Warriors going out of the ring. They yell, all over the bot.
Damn.
Idiot, you know what I'm saying? They're basically they
killed it.
Steel Sky, man. Are you kidding me? I'm excited about that. And something that needs to be acknowledged about the segment with the Kabuki Warriors. When they go in the ring, they have a backstage segment. Now, I'm going to go in the ring here and assume that the Kabuki Warriors are not the ones who are heavily pushing for these segments to play out the way that they are. I'm assuming that Triple H or whoever's trying to do this stuff is going to just go out there and they're just telling them, hey, just start yelling, start shouting. You know what I'm saying? Do what you normally do.
Fire!
Facebook friends, turn around, wear your face, and do all this other nonsense stuff, whatever the heck it is they're doing. But guys, when they were in the ring, just them two, they were embarrassing themselves. They're shouting like, hey, yelling is dancing around. It's the same stereotypical stuff that WWE and Triple H specifically has all doing. And it's getting very embarrassing.
Oh, they try to cheat the homie. Oh, shit. Try to cheat the homie.
It's as simple as that.
I didn't have that much on VD. Should have thought about that before you thought about that, man. Ooh, ass nigga.
They just start randomly waving around their hands, they're acting crazy, but they're told to probably walk around crazy.
Fire at that.
And it's just, they're so much better than yes, it's over because anything gets over.
Yeah, get the backing up 4-5. Get the backing up 4-5, get backing up 4-5. Fine, you trash. Wow, I think you fake ass. You not even real, nigga. 3D time, right? You up there for Cody? Scary ass. 3D time, folks. Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like they just.
I thought I could make it.
There's things going on in situations. I don't know if he's racist or not. I don't know what's going on in Triple H. But this segment was very stereotypical, a very worst spin of the stereotypical. It was very, very just odd. You know, you see my force, it's not odd, I guess it's the word, but it was very, how do I describe this? You get what I'm trying to say. It just made Austin and Kyrie look like such idiots, and the stereotypical nature of these segments and the way they do this stuff with the Japanese wrestling is getting ridiculous in my opinion. So I thought it was pretty wrong. It's very, very just not going on. You get this when it comes down to just coming out and brawling with you. That's all she does. She has so much potential, and so does Theo Scott. And all they can do is
Always still niggas move.
brawl, say the same thing.
That's all you do, Cody. Still niggas move. Trash ass.
And that's it. It's sad, but that's what we live in until the DC and the situation doesn't. So, there you have it. We gotta move on. Gunther tapped out R2. Nobody cares. Like I said, Logan Paul and Dominic Mysterio have what he can do to, and they're both miscovers. You understand what I'm saying? So
Look at this idiot.
Away from time, and after he taps out R2, literally you can hear a pin drop. No one says anything after he taps out R2.
Hey!
Heavily doing this
No. Yes.
This is his boy. So there's nothing to say. Nobody cares if he's doing this. They move on immediately after he loses. That's sad. He's still got so much people getting booed in the ring, outside of the ring, after the match, before the match, backstage, everything. He's getting booed out of the building, like Logan Paul does. So why doesn't he do it? You know what I'm saying? It's just scary you have to uphold yourself to. You can't be considered a mega heel when other mid partners on your own show have more people. It's sad in comparison, and John Cena's career of retirement was completely wasted on a drama. And after this, we had a very, very sad sighting. And that sighting was an Austin Theory who has a brand new theme song, which, by the way, if you watch the show, you know this theme song is complete garbage. It's completely awful. This entrance is so bad, guys. It felt like you were watching someone who just came up from NXT that you can tell will be released in a year. That is how bad it is.
Trash. Biggest idiot I've ever seen in my life.
It is so
It's the only nigga I know who's gonna jump outside the ring. Ain't nobody out there.
Has made you even more of a jobber. Even the way his name looked on the Titantron, it was so bad. Oh my God.
He's trash. Fly, I thought I traded on you, nigga. Pin that nigga.
Averting danger with an elbow to the stomach.
That nigga G5.
Nasty uppercut. Getting him right to the corner. Rollins connects in the
Man. Oh, did you greasy?
the muscle memory has got to be taken over now.
Austin Theory may be released in a year or two. Then we get serious about it. This is bad. This is really bad. And the
Oh, trash. Oh, yeah.
This is getting bad, guys. When he fights a 50-something-year-old Rey Mysterio, I'm pretty sure we're going to bring it
Thought you was slick. Thought you was sweet Jesus, huh?
Then we had the return of Penta. Penta comes out and helps Rey Mysterio. They all just Logan Paul and
Tell that nigga get a
all that Austin Theory is going to do in this new faction, guys, is random tag matches and occasional one-on-one with the same person for 5 weeks straight. Basically, what Braun Breaker were doing with Jey Uso for a few months in the summer, that's basically what we're going to be getting with this. It's the same situation, and it's very embarrassing. We then move on from this, and we basically had a promo with Becky Lynch, and Maximus Dupree. Now, Maximus Dupree basically said to the mic, I will say, last week her promo was decent. I'll give it that. The promo was pretty decent last week. It was pretty good for the beginning. And then obviously, you know what I'm saying, Maximus Dupree this week, he comes out, and she doesn't really have that crazy to say. All she says is that Becky Lynch is real used to me, and you will say, you're in
Trash.
Rebecca Lynch then basically said, we do this all over.
Leave me alone, that guy. Boo head ass nigga, you boo. Yeah, you fake ass nigga. You fake as it's you're not even real. Nigga's not even real. Wow.
Trained in a dungeon for a few weeks, so obviously Becky Lynch is going to win this match.
Nigga trash.
Care about this promo. This title is irrelevant. The U.S. title is irrelevant.
I never seen more dumb one nigga than you, man. You the dumbest nigga I ever seen in my life, man. Pussy ass nigga, man. What do you get up, man? Hurry up, man. You did this you did this 20 times before, man. What you doing, scary ass?
After this, I think we got what was next? After the Becky Lynch and Maximus Dupree segment was the main event with the Usos and what's called an AJ Styles and Gargano Lee. Now, basically, this ends with the Usos becoming tag team champions once again. This is nice to see because, quite frankly, the Usos are my favorite tag team ever, probably besides the Hardy Boys. So I really love this, man. This is good for them, but quite frankly, with their age, I mean, they're only like 40 years old, so they're not like too old yet, but it'll be cool to see some new up-and-coming tag teams that have talent, you know what I'm saying, get featured. But I guess the Usos will put whoever the next tag team is, will probably much younger than them, they'll put them over at some point.
Scary ass nigga flinching and shit.
They're pretty decent.
Fuck is you flinching for? Yes.
But quite I paid attention to you. So
Never seen a more dumb nigga than you.
Dead All Night relation. It wasn't really a massive, you know, it wasn't
Shit crazy.
the Usos are most
What's the time nigga I ever seen in my life? If I get this nigga some Pato baseball. Pato. Count that shit out. Cut that shit out, VD. Yeah, get up out of there, because you know it's pop. Trash. Never seen a more trash shit nigga than you. Tell that nigga get up, because he boo-boo's tail, VD. You should have stopped playing with the Antes when we caught me.
It's a good match. And now he's getting a chance to retire on his own terms. His body's not failing on him or anything yet, so, hopefully it stays this way, obviously, and I think he's going to have a nice little end to his career. I mean, it won't be booked. At least it is how to go on his own terms.
You the dumbest nigga I ever seen him out. Dumbest nigga I ever seen him out. Look at this nigga. Look at this dumb nigga right here. Y'all niggas retarded, bro. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me and shit. Look at this nigga. Let's play around. Yeah. Dumbass nigga.
For that, but as always, thanks for watching. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out.
What that gonna do for you, Seth? Fake Seth? The fake Seth for all this nigga. Use the fake Seth for all he mad now. He mad now. He just want to do a regular joke. He mad now. Trash.
A display of near superhuman resilience.
Who thought about that? Who thought about that? VD. Oh shit. Trash. Wasted specials and finishes and shit. Trash. I think I never seen them all. Trash ass nigga than you, nigga. Shout out to vaunting homies, nigga. You gotta get that shit right. You gotta get that shit off, VD. Fuck out of here. Fuck. Thought about that before you thought about that, big boy ass nigga. Trash. You done wasted 3 specials, 18 finishes. You just trash. Smoke dandy down.
He's able to dodge out of the way.
That nigga thought he had a frizzy. He thought he had a frizzy, boy. Get your dumb ass out of here, boy. We gonna make 3 songs out your stupid ass, boy. VD, time.
The gift that we all have, which is life, thankfully. However, unfortunately, we have SmackDown, and SmackDown makes you ungrateful to be able to even watch anything at this point. Because this show was taped last week, of course. Obviously, it sucked. I told you guys this every single taped show. If the show is taped, there is a 0% chance of you watching it live. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's as simple as that. Now, there are certain segments that I'll probably check out. But if you think that I'm going to sit down for 2 hours on Friday night and watch anything, even if it's not taped, I have not watched the entire length of Raw or SmackDown since like February, January, whatever it was, because this stuff is unwatchable, bro. Even if PLEs, you usually have to take at least 3 or 4 breaks during the show, because it's just it's unbelievable. If you can sit down for 3.5 hours to watch the PLEs that we get with 4 matches and 5 matches, no storylines, no drama, no intrigue, and predictable results, if you can sit down for 3.5 hours, you are the most patient human being on the planet, or you're at least one of them. It's as simple as that. And quick side note, I know that some of you have been asking me, saying, can we do a compilation like I did last year, or a tier list, obviously rating the PLEs, and then rating the, what's it called, rating every wrestler. Well, I didn't think any wrestler, but I'm going to probably do that video rating.
Trash ass nigga, get your dumb ass out of here, VD.
2025. However, I just want to let you guys know that those videos will likely be coming, okay? I don't know about ranking PLEs, because let's be honest, guys, every PLE this year, if we're going from like S to F, you know what? We're not even gonna get into that. I'm gonna save it for a video. I'm gonna make that video and rank them, and I'm just gonna save it for that. We're gonna do that another day. And don't think your boy forgot. SmackDown had a super record low, and go back and watch the SmackDown
That's a funny ass. Trash.
This was the viewership for that show was going below. Like 90% lo and behold, This week's I guess the ratings came out this week. December 19th episode had a 995,000 viewership rating, which means that WWE SmackDown has dipped below a 1 million rating.
They use that shit Stone Cold on VD.
This episode of Happening Tonight is probably going to be less than 1 million as well. Obviously, there's no understand at this point because this show, there's no energy, there's no light, there's no care, there's no effort in these storylines. You think that people are just going to sit down and see this garbage? Are you kidding me? And you don't even numbers of how many people are actually watching by the end of the show. You know what I mean? There's probably like 700,000 people watching by the very last 5 or 10 minutes of the show. Because like one fourth, probably nearly 1/3 of the audience is probably tuned out after that first segment. So that's that. And then you factor in that next week, I believe SmackDown is going to 3 hours of domestic and week after. Are you insane? You think that people are going to sit down and want to watch a 3-hour
switching ass nigga. This nigga switching his ass off, VD.
It's a good idea to add another hour.
Tommy, nigga should have thought about that shit before they thought about it.
They don't know what they're doing. I don't care if USA Network says, hey, we need more ads. Hey, we need this, we need that. Stop making excuses. There is no reason that in this current state of SmackDown, you should be watching a 3-hour show. We can't even get through 30 minutes of this. We can't even get through 20 minutes of this. And we're now going to get through 3 hours? Are you out of the time, bro? And I'm going to hear about, oh, wow, the show was canceled. And it's a holiday. Tell us the NFL. Tell us the NBA. Because I'm sure they're having ratings this season on the holidays. You know what I'm saying? So what's the excuse at this point? The NFL used to rival with Monday Night Raw for viewership, and now Monday Night Raw and SmackDown are not even in the question for any type of viewership at all.